Hi, so another video here that will help us with Excel. I'm going to show you guys how to take some of your data from the report cards we already created and take that and turn it into a graph. So some of the graphs that you're making today might look a little weird and are difficult to read, but the goal is just for you guys to get the hang of following the steps of taking data and turning it into a graph. So to start out, you're going to make a graph of the homework column. So you would highlight that data. Okay, and we only want the numbers. We don't want anyone's name or the titles, only the data, the numbers. Okay, after you highlight it with your mouse, go up to the top and click on Insert. Then over to the right, you'll see a section that's called Charts. There's lots of different graphs, but we're going to start really simple with some bar or column graphs, which you probably see a lot in math and science and certain tests. So if you go up to here, it'll say Insert Column Chart, but I want you to click on that little arrow and that will give you some choices. You've got 3 2D columns to choose or a couple 3D ones. I'd probably try a 3D one. It's going to look a little more interesting. So if you want to see what it looks like, you just move your arrow over it and that will give you a preview. If you want to use that graph, click on it. Now it'll be placed over your data, but I want you to move it down underneath like that just by clicking on it, okay? And there's 2 more things I want you to do for the graphs you're gonna make today. One is to change the chart title. And by doing that, you'll see it says chart title. You just click on it with your mouse, double click, erase the words chart title with your keyboard, and then type in whatever I ask you to label it. For example, we'll call this one homework, okay? And then another thing I want you to do is to change the background. And to do that, move your mouse arrow where there's kind of like an empty space here in the corner and right click. And then you want to click here, Format Chart Area. That will open up this window over to the right, which gives you some options. So if you want to fill it in, click on that arrow and you'll have about 4 or 5 choices here. So you could choose a solid color. For example, here it looks blue. You could choose a texture or a picture. You could try a pattern. So some are kind of striped, some look diagonal. But you also want to choose one that looks good. It shouldn't be too busy. And if you want to change the color, you can do that too, just by clicking on different colors. So you're going to repeat this same step with different data 3 times. Highlight the data, choose a 2D or 3D column graph or chart, change the title, and change the background.